I got news for you. And I want you to listen with your spirit as well as your ears. The wealthiest place on this planet is not the diamond mines of South Africa. It is not the gold fields of South America. It is not the oil fields of the Middle East. No. The wealthiest spot on earth is not a vault in Zurich, not a data center in Silicon Valley, not a portfolio in London. The wealthiest place on this planet is the cemetery, because there lie books that were never written, songs that were never sung, companies that were never founded, cures that were never researched, sermons that were never preached, dreams that were never birthed, buried vision, untapped potential, ideas that died inside of bodies that kept breathing. I want you to feel that, not to depress you, but to wake you up, because time is not your friend. Time is your assignment manager. Some of you walked in here with a smile painted on a tired face, and your soul is whispering, is there more? Your job has become nothing but thorns. Your schedule is a cushion that is turned to needles. Your circle is a flock of pecking voices pulling you down to the parking lot of average. Those thorns are not punishment. They are messages. Please, hear Mama Eagle tonight. The nest is not as soft as it used to be. Not because you failed, but because you have outgrown it. The discomfort is the creative signal that it is time to stretch what you have only admired in others. When the nest turns prickly, it's not cruelty, it's training. I got news for you again. Fear is not proof that you are failing. Fear is proof you still have something to live for before you die. Fear means you are at the edge. Fear means your toes are over the cliff of your next level. Fear means there is more in you than you have scheduled. Don't mislabel the signal. If you feel nothing, that is when you should be terrified, because numbness is the language of the grave. But if your heart is pounding, if your hands are sweating, if your mind is racing with what if, congratulations, you are alive and you are standing on the runway. Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 90:12. Wisdom is not avoiding edges. Wisdom is reading the wind. I want you to write this down, write it in your phone, write it on your heart. My decision tonight is to not add to the wealth of the cemetery. I will die empty. Say it with me out loud like you mean it. I will die empty. Again, with authority. I will die empty. That means every idea comes out, every gift is deployed, every note is sung, every book is printed, every solution is tested, every relationship is honored, every apology is delivered, every risk assigned by heaven is attempted, because I refuse to donate my treasure to that silent bank called the grave. Give yourself a hand right now for refusing mediocrity and for choosing the eagle's altitude. Come on, celebrate the decision, because decisions decide destinies. Are there any eagles in this room? Then join me at the top. I am not here to entertain you. I came to escort you to your environment. The Creator compared himself to the eagle and promised, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. If he talks eagle, we must study eagle. We will study the eagle principle so your fear becomes the very wind that lifts you. Urgency is not to scare you, it is to wake you. Before you die, turn what you fear into what makes you fly. I got news for you. And I want you to lean in and hear it so deep, it changes your vocabulary by morning. You cannot have courage without fear. So stop calling fear failure. Please write that down. If there is no fear, there is no courage, only comfort. Courage has no name if there is no threat, no risk, no weight. It is the resistance that makes your muscle. It is the pressure that reveals your backbone. It is the trembling that proves your heart is still capable of stretching. Fear is not your enemy. It is the announcement that value is at stake and growth is at hand. Say with me, my fear is not a stop sign. It is my flight alarm. Again, louder, wake your own spirit. My fear is not a stop sign. It is my flight alarm. Fear is information. It is your soul smoke detector, your edge indicator. It is the wind whispering at the cliff, prepare the wings. When you mislabel fear, you abort mission. When you read it correctly, you commence sequence. The issue is not, do I feel fear? The issue is, what does this fear mean and what do I do now? You will use fear for depression or for altitude. Choose now. Tell your neighbor on your left, I choose altitude. Tell the other neighbor, I am done using fear for excuses. Let me define this clearly so there is no confusion. Courage is movement in the presence of fear toward a worthy vision. Not motion without fear, that's ignorance. Not paralysis with fear, that's surrender. It is informed action, shaking hands with trembling knees, disciplined steps toward destiny while your stomach flips. Please write this down. Fear identifies the threshold. Courage crosses it. The scripture says, have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. Joshua 1-9. If God gave the command, it means he recognized the reality of the threat, but he refused to let the threat own the outcome. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Psalm 23-4. David did not deny the valley. He walked through it. Consider the eagle at the ledge. The wind is loud. The drop is real. The rocks are honest. And the eaglet's body quivers. That tremble is not retreat. It is calibration. The pupils narrow. The wings flex. The feathers adjust. And that inner gauge, the one the Creator installed, starts reading pressure and direction. That is fear functioning as data. That is wisdom listening. Everybody say, read the wind. When you call fear failure, you close your eyes. When you call fear information, you focus your sight. Now choose depression or altitude. You can sit with your back to the cliff nursing what might go wrong, or you can face the wind and use what it gives. Use it for panic or for practice. Use it for discouragement or for direction. Use it for retreat or for runway. Write this down. The same wind that exhausts a pigeon will elevate an eagle because of posture, training, and interpretation. This is the moment to take a step while your voice shakes, to make the call while your hand sweats, to submit the proposal while your mind runs scenarios, to forgive while your chest is tight. Courage is not the absence of butterflies. It is teaching them to fly in formation. Do not confuse the spirit of fear with the signal of fear. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7. A spirit of fear is a master that paralyzes. A signal of fear is a messenger that informs. Power takes the step, love keeps the motive pure, and a sound mind reads the instrument panel. Say it with me one last time. Until it sticks to your ribs, my fear is not a stop sign, it is my flight alarm. Are there eagles in this room? Then prepare your wings, set your face, and move. I got news for you. The Creator did not compare himself to a chicken pecking in a parking lot. He chose the eagle. That is not poetry, that is pattern. Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bear you on eagle's wings. Exodus 19-4. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, so the Lord alone did lead him. Deuteronomy 32-11-12. And Isaiah settles it. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40-31. If the Creator said, watch the eagle to understand me, then I must study the eagle to understand me. Please write this down. Design determines destiny. Everything created finds its future by submitting to its nature. The fish does not attend swimming classes. It obeys water. The seed does not negotiate with soil. It surrenders to burial. The eagle does not argue with wind. It arranges itself for lift. Write this down. If I align with design, I won't have to fight for lift. Lift will find me. Scientists tell us the eagle can see nearly 5 miles on a clear day. Think about that. While other birds are chasing crumbs at their feet, the eagle locks on lunch beyond the horizon. Its focus is not casual. It is covenant. It will set its gaze, angle its wings, and ride invisible highways of air to reach what it saw. Everybody say, lock the focus. Storms don't ground eagles, they lift them. While smaller birds run for branches and hide under eaves, the eagle spreads wide, finds the updraft, and lets the pressure become propulsion. Please hear me. Your environment does not decide your altitude. Your alignment does. So where does fear come in? In divine design, fear is not a curse. Fear is a component. Fear is the body's alarm and the mind's invitation to preparation, testing, and trust. The eagle feels the edged talons curl over rock. Wind slaps the face. Distance marks the nest, and that tremble is not panic, it is pre-flight. That shiver tells the brain, check the feathers, test the air, fix the eyes. The sequence begins. Adjust the primaries, read the gusts, measure the drop, set the target. Fear is built into the sequence, so you don't leap stupid, you launch strategic. Say it with me. Fear is my design signal to start the flight sequence. This is why some of you have been restless. The nest got prickly. The schedule got noisy. The paycheck felt like a cage, and your heart has been thumping. That is not hell tormenting you. That is heaven training you. If the pattern is divine, then your shaking is an invitation, not an indictment. When you honor the Creator's ego pattern, vision before motion, testing before trusting, storms before soaring, fear stops shouting danger and starts whispering, prepare. Write this down. Interpretation determines instruction. If you call fear your enemy, you will hide. If you call fear your instrument panel, you will fly. Look at me, and I want you to say this out loud until your own spirit salutes you. I am designed for altitude. Again, I am designed for altitude. Now add the instruction. I will align with design, and lift will find me. Make no mistake, this is not hype. This is holy. The one who stirs the nest also spreads the wing. The one who allows the storm also supplies the updraft. Cooperate with your construction. Respect the pattern. Start the sequence. Are there eagles in this room? Then lock your focus, read the wind, and let the very pressure that once scared you become the current that carries you to your ordained altitude. If design determines destiny, then identity determines behavior. Please write this down. You will never act consistently beyond the name you accept. If you call yourself ordinary, you will negotiate with average. If you call yourself an eagle, you will organize for altitude. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. The greatest shift you can make tonight is not first in your schedule or your budget. It is in your name. Change the name, and the nature will rise to match it. Change the identity, and the behavior will report to it. Let me draw the line so clear you can see it from 5 miles out. Pigeons crowd on the ground and chatter, lots of pecking, lots of poop, very little progress. They argue over crumbs in parking lots beneath your potential, and when you walk among them, they stain your shoes and your spirit. Ducks make a lot of noise with no altitude. Quack, quack. Meetings about meetings. Motion without movement. Splashing in shallow water. Bragging about ripples that disappear by lunchtime. Vultures feed on what is dead and ugly. They circle decay, addicted to gossip, headlines of scandal, the failures of others. That's why they look the way they look. But eagles, listen carefully now, eagles fly alone, rise above storms, set their eyes on living targets, and ride the very winds that terrorize lesser birds. Eagles don't run from pressure, they master it. Eagles don't compete for crumbs, they hunt for purpose. Are there eagles in this room? Then I want you to join me at the top where the air is clean. Up here there is less noise, more view, less crowd, more clarity. Say it with me, slow and strong. Until your own bones agree with you. I am the exception. I am the rare breed called the eagle. Again, louder. I am the exception. I am the rare breed called the eagle. Give yourself a hand for leaving the ranks of the pigeons. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. The Creator compared himself to the eagle. When you choose eagle, you honor design. Now, boundary wisdom. Please write this down. If you need the approval of pigeons, you will never see what eagles see. Visibility increases with altitude, but applause decreases. You must choose. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Proverbs 13:20. And the apostle warns, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Your company is your prophecy. Be cautious about the people who keep company with you. You become like those you associate with. If your circle is addicted to crumbs, your appetite will shrink to match theirs. If your table is full of dead meat, your spirit will start smelling like yesterday's news. So here is the activation. Write this down. Association is acceleration or suffocation. Audit your flock. Who is constantly pecking at your purpose? Who laughs at storms instead of learning them? Who drags you back to dead conversations? Unfollow the vulture feed. Mute the duck pen. Excuse yourself from pigeon politics. Choose ego counsel, ego books, ego mentors, ego rooms. When you cannot find one in your neighborhood, become one and build a nest at a higher ledge. Wherefore, come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord. 2 Corinthians 6:17. Separation is not superiority, it is stewardship. Identity speaks before behavior walks, but behavior must report for duty. Start dressing like altitude. By that I mean clothe your mind with discipline, your mouth with honor, your calendar with priorities. Start talking like altitude. No more chatter about crumbs. Declare targets. Commit to standards. Protect your focus. Start eating like altitude. Consume living ideas, living scripture, living strategy. Eagles do not graze on decay. Say it with me one more time. I am the exception. I am the rare breed called the eagle. Now tell your neighbor kindly, boldly, if you want the parking lot, that's fine. I'm heading for the sky. Are there eagles in this room? Then lift your eyes, set your wings, and meet me where the view is wide and the air is clean. Transformation begins with identity. Decide you are an eagle and your behavior will rise to match your name. Principle number 1, please lean in and write this down. Relabel the signal. Fear means the edge is near. The old man walked past a pile of discarded logs that everyone called junk, splintered, twisted by storms, and he stopped. He turned one over with his foot, tapped it with his knuckles, and smiled while the village mocked him. Why are you carrying trash? He carried it home, set it on the bench, took out his chisel, and said to the wood, I see you. With every strike, chip, 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 what others called useless began to reveal an eagle hidden inside. Hear me. Fear often surfaces exactly at that moment, the moment the chisel kisses the grain, because potential hates clothing and screams when it is about to be unveiled. Your trembling is the noise your future makes when the mask begins to fall. Don't run from it. Rename it. Write this down. Name the fear and then rename it. This is my flight indicator. Say it with me, loud and clean. This is my flight indicator. Tell your neighbor right now, go ahead and prophesy to their mind. Rename it to reclaim it. Again, tell the other neighbor, rename it to reclaim it. When you call a storm punishment, you hide. When you call a storm propulsion, you spread your wings. When you call fear failure, you freeze. When you call fear information, you initiate. Interpretation determines instruction. The eagle does not curse the wind. The eagle reads it, angles for it, and uses what frightens pigeons to free itself from gravity. Let me make it painfully practical so your calendar changes, not just your mood. First, breathe slow your body so your spirit can speak. Inhale, count, exhale. That's not New Age. That's stewardship of a temple God gave you. Second, write the vision in one sentence. One, not a paragraph, not a novel, one sentence that a child can read and heaven can endorse. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. Habakkuk 2:2. Third, choose the first courageous action and do it within 24 hours, not 24 days. Not someday. Call the client, submit the manuscript, enroll in the course, schedule the meeting, send the apology, register the business name. Put the time and the address in your calendar before you sleep. Please write this down. Decisions without deadlines are decorations. Why this urgency? Because out of the billions breathing today, listen carefully, most will go to the cemetery with their songs unsung and their inventions unborn. Some of you know their names. You sat beside them in school. You worked with them last year. You loved them in silence. Do not add to the wealth of that silent bank. Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 90:12. Your days are numbered. Count them so you don't waste them. Fear is telling you the edge is near. The runway lights are blinking. The tower already cleared you. If you delay, pigeons will gather and talk you back to crumbs. Everybody say it. Until the protective shell cracks off your spirit. My fear is my flight indicator. Again, stronger my fear is my flight indicator. Now make it personal. I name you rejection, exposure, poverty, failure, success, betrayal, visibility, and I rename you flight indicator. You are no longer my master. You are my instrument panel. Tell your neighbor one more time, rename it to reclaim it. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Power takes the step. Love guards the motive. Sound mind reads the gauges. Breathe. Write one sentence. Act within 24 hours. When you relabel the signal, your mind starts bracing for disaster and starts preparing for lift. And the wind that once made you wobble will become the very current that carries you to your ordained altitude. Are there eagles in this room? Then rename it, reclaim it, and commence the sequence. Principle number 2, please write this down. Eagles love storms. Pressure creates altitude. When the sky darkens and the wind starts talking in a language that rattles windows, pigeons scatter for gutters, ducks panic and splash in circles, and vultures wait for something to die so they can feast on it. Meanwhile, the eagle spreads those great wings, locks into the wind, tilts at an angle that looks like surrender to the untrained eye, and the very pressure that terrifies others begins to lift him with almost effortless majesty. He is not flapping, he is gliding. He is not fighting, he is riding. He is not blaming the weather, he is using the weather. Write this down. Pressure is not punishment, it is propulsion. This is a decision moment. Use your storm for discouragement or for altitude. Choose altitude. Say it with me. Choose altitude. The scripture tells us, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. James 1-2-3. Trials are wind, testing is lift, patience is the glide. And verse 4 says, let patience have her perfect work, which means don't cut the engine of the process. Let the wind do its job. Now, make it practical. I want you to write a short list of your storms. Don't hide from them. Name them. Lay off wind for new skills and entrepreneurship. The push to update your tools, to widen your market, to send a proposal you kept postponing. Divorce, win for boundaries, healing and identity. Clarity, a fierce edit of your circle and habits, a holy redefinition of what love requires. Debt, win for discipline, budgets and stewardship. The courage to sell what is extra, to say no to nonsense, to systematize your spending. Betrayal, win for discernment and upgraded alliances, the end of gullibility, the beginning of due diligence. Diagnosis, win for rest, nutrition, and reordered priorities, a forced Sabbath that saves your future. Delay win for preparation, product refinement, deeper roots so the next gust doesn't snap you. Relocation win for new markets, fresh relationships, and the lens to see what was invisible from your old street. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. Romans 8:28. All winds, headwinds, crosswinds, tailwinds work together when you love God and align with design. Here is your technique. Please write it down so you can practice when the clouds roll in. Convert turbulence into glide. First, reduce flapping. Cut frantic busyness masquerading as productivity. Cancel the panic meetings. Stop explaining your calling to pigeons. Close the 10 tabs of distraction and put your phone face down. Flapping wastes energy. Eagles conserve. Second, increase surface. Expand your wing by increasing focus time on one target. Single task. Lengthen your deep work blocks. Protect your sight lines. The bigger the surface, the more lift you catch. Third, ride the wind. Install systems that make pressure your engine. Create a weekly review, templated emails, automated invoices, scheduled content, repeatable checklists, delegation maps, non-negotiable morning routines. Systems are the invisible feathers that grip the gust so you glide. Say it with me. Reduce flapping, increase surface, ride the wind. Look at me. This storm is not here to drown you. It is here to deliver you to an altitude you have never known. Speak it until your chest believes it. My storm is my runway. Again with authority, my storm is my runway. Tell your neighbor, stop cursing the wind and start reading it. Your storm is your runway. Give yourself a hand for choosing altitude over anxiety, practice over panic, glide over grind. Are there eagles in this room? Then spread your wings, set your face, lean into the pressure, and let the very gust that once made you hide become the current that carries you above what held you. They that wait upon the Lord shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Wait is not idle. Wait is posture. Pressure is not punishment. It is propulsion. Use the wind against you and rise. Principle number 3. Please write this down. Test before you trust. Courage with wisdom. Are there eagles in this room? Then hear me. Like a father and a coach at the same time. Raw boldness without wise boundaries is not leadership. It is leakage. Leadership maturity does not confuse faith with foolishness. Courage is not blind. It is brave enough to test. The twig today prevents the fall tomorrow. Let me take you to the cliff. A young female eagle is ready for covenant, but she is not stupid. She is strategic. She doesn't scroll profiles. She throws twigs. She lifts a little twig from the nest, takes off into the sky, climbs, and when the suitor catches up, she drops it. Gravity screams. The wind pulls, and that male must tuck, dive, focus, and catch the twig before it hits the rocks. If he catches it, she swoops down, takes it again, and goes higher, and this time she chooses a heavier stick. Again she drops it. Again he dives. Again he proves. Higher still, heavier still, until both of them are trembling from wind and weight and altitude, and only then, after time and test, does she decide, this one can fly with me and father my future. Why? Because when the day comes for the eaglets to be pushed, she must know by proof, not by poetry, that a father will catch what starts falling. Please write this down. Trust is the result of time and test, not talk and titles. Everybody say it. Test before you trust. Again, test before you trust. And I want you to add the second half so you don't become cynical. Do not trust what you have not tested. Do not test what you are not willing to trust if it passes. That's maturity. Some of you call your hesitation cowardice. It is not. Your hesitation is a holy invitation to design a test that earns trust. Fear here is doing its job. It is ringing the bell, so you build the twig sequence. Let's get practical so your business and your home stop breaking on the rocks. In business, stop marrying partners on the first coffee. Run a small pilot. Create a 30-day or 90-day trial with written deliverables, measurable KPIs, and a clear exit clause. Use escrow and stage payments, deposit, milestone, delivery, release, check references, real ones, not cousins. Verify licenses. Do a sample project that is heavy enough to reveal character, but light enough to survive a miss. Define decision rights and communication cadence. Who decides what by when? Put non-negotiables in writing. Ethics, timelines, confidentiality. In hiring, use probation periods, background checks, and a real assignment, not just interviews. In sales, offer a limited scope engagement before the big contract. In partnerships, draft a prenup for the business equity cliffs, buyback terms, dispute resolution. In life, date with data, observe patterns under pressure, not just smiles at brunch. How do they handle no? How do they treat a waiter? How do they respond when you drop a twig? Please write this down. Tests reveal nature, and nature predicts future. The simple believe it every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Proverbs 14:15. And the apostle commands, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Eagles always test before they trust. Vultures resent questions because they live on shortcuts and secrets. Ducks complain the twig is too much work. Pigeons call your diligence distrust while pecking your pockets. Be cautious about those who resent being tested. Eagles welcome the twig because they know who they are. Now balance this so your heart stays clean. When a candidate, a vendor, or a friend passes the test, honor the result. Don't keep them in perpetual suspicion. Graduate them to responsibility. Do not trust what you have not tested. Do not test what you are not willing to trust if it passes. Say it with me. The twig today prevents the fall tomorrow. Tell your neighbor, bring me back the twig. Tell the other neighbor, I welcome the twig. Give yourself a hand for choosing maturity over naivety, wisdom over wounds, process over panic. Look at me. Your pause is not paralysis. Your pause is design. Convert your hesitation into a test plan. Draft the conditions. Set the timeline. Choose the weight. Watch the dive. Hold fast to what proves good and release what refuses gravity. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Matthew 10:16. Clean heart, sharp head. Are there eagles in this room? Then install the twig sequence in every covenant, every contract, every commitment. Courage with wisdom. Test before you trust, so when it's time to push your future over the edge, you will not panic, you will fly. Principle number 4, lean in. And please write this down. Nest, thorns, and the push. Training through discomfort. As an eagle stirreth up her nest. Deuteronomy 32:11. The mother eagle is a genius. She starts with comfort, downy feathers, soft fur, warm laid cushions, tucked over a frame of sticks and thorns. The babies think the nest is heaven, easy food, gentle warmth, no bills, no deadlines, all feathers. But when the time comes, she begins a holy sabotage. Piece by piece, she plucks out the softness until little backs meet rough sticks and pricking thorns. Delivery slow, privacy tightens, space shrinks. Why? Because comfort served development, and now discomfort must serve destiny. Write this down. Discomfort is a message from destiny saying, fly now. At first the eaglets complain. They shuffle to find a softer spot. They squeal for more feathers. They peck at one another to steal what remains. Mama steps on the rim and stares with that eagle stare that says, children, this is not punishment. This is preparation. She rattles the nest. She lets a fish dangle just out of reach. She backs away to force them to stretch. And when they refuse to move, she does what love always does. She pushes a nudge, a tumble, a scream. Air whips past little faces. Gravity does its work. And just when you think they're going to die, a shadow cuts the sun. The father sweeps under, lifts them on his back, carries them to the cliff, and they try again. 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 Each fall unlocks another reflex. Each gust teaches a new angle. Hear me, the faster they fall, the faster he flies. The fall is not a verdict. It is a velocity lesson. Some of you have been praying for more feathers, more comfort, more distractions, more excuses, when heaven has already started the training. The job got prickly. The rent nudged you. The relationship that coddled your weakness stopped returning your calls. The hobbies that numbed you now bore you. That's not the devil. That's design. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Hebrews 12:11. Afterward. There is an afterward to thorns. Let's put talents on this so you can move by sundown. Write this down. Remove the false cushions. Cancel auto-renewed distractions that eat your hours while stroking your ego apps, streams, subscriptions that give you noise but no lift. Unsubscribe from toxic subscriptions, gossip threads, outrage channels, doom scroll diets, circles that feed you carcasses and call it community. Fix your unpaid boundaries. End the free work that disrespects your gift. Invoice on time. Stop letting late payers schedule your destiny. Install office hours. Protect your Sabbath. Now set a non-negotiable deadline. Birth date, launch date, manuscript, hand in, certification, exam. Not when I feel ready. Choose the day, pay the fee, book the venue, announce it publicly. Add accountability that feels like thorns, weekly check-ins with a mentor, financial stakes if you miss, publish first then perfect, a standing meeting where your metrics must stand up and speak. Make avoidance cost you more than action. And while you're falling and learning, hear the safety truth. Look up. You are not abandoned. Underneath are the everlasting arms. Deuteronomy 33:27. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. The Father's wind is under you. The mentor's shadow is around you. And grace runs interference while your muscles remember what design wrote into your bones. Even your stumbles are wrapped in sovereignty. I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Hebrews 13:5. I want you to open your mouth and break an old agreement. Say it loud. No more feathered excuses. Again, no more feathered excuses. Tell your neighbor, if it pricks me, it's training me. Tell the other neighbor, if it pushes me, it's time to fly. Give yourself a hand for embracing holy discomfort. Discomfort is not evidence of defeat. It is training designed to push dormant wings into the wind. So I stand here as your mama eagle tonight. I love you, so I'm nudging you. Strip the nest, set the date, install the thorns, and jump. The wind is ready. The wings are yours, and the afterward is waiting. Fly now. Principle number 5, please write this down. Focus and solitude. Eagles fly alone. Are there eagles in this room? Then hear me with both love and authority. Greatness does not grow in crowds. It grows in consecrated focus. The eagle's genius starts in his eyes. Scientists tell us he can see miles ahead. He narrows the aperture. He isolates a living target. And while pigeons are arguing over crumbs under a car tire, the eagle is locking on lunch from a mountaintop. Pigeons are seduced by crowd noise and crumb drama. Eagles are governed by sight lines and singular purpose. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Proverbs 4:25. Please write this down. Protect your sight lines. I want you to schedule solitude for strategy, not when I get a chance. Put it in your calendar like oxygen. Early morning high places where the air is quiet and the vision is loud, before the emails, before the pinging, before the house remembers your name. And in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place, and there prayed. Mark 1:35. If the Creator in flesh models solitude, what makes you think you can build destiny in a group chat? Jesus withdrew himself into the wilderness and prayed. Luke 5:16. Withdrawal is not abandonment, it is alignment. Say this with me. Solitude is not loneliness, it is laboratory. Practical. Now, turn off pigeon chatter. Limit notifications, news, noise, knick-knack apps that nibble minutes until your hour is gone. Mute complainers if their feed is caucuses. Unsubscribe. Decline meetings without mission if it has no clear agenda, no decision to make, no deadline, no owner. It does not deserve your wingspan. Nehemiah said, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. Nehemiah 6:3. Write this down. If it has no mission, it has no permission. Set do not disturb windows. Put your phone in airplane mode for deep work. Block social scrolls like you block spam. Your phone is not your pastor. Your notifications are not your purpose. Now sharpen the target so your eyes have something holy to stare at. Put your vision back on paper, plain, measurable, dated. 2 numeric targets and their hatch dates. What will you hatch and by when? Write it down now. Example. Hatch product 1, launch 15 October, 500 units sold by 31 December. Hatch book manuscript, 60,000 words by 1 December. Proposal submitted by 15 January. Or coaching, practice 12 premium clients by 30 September. Debt reduction, 40% by 31 March. Write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Numbers, make it plain. Dates, make it urgent. Please write this down. Vague vision invites vague effort. Precise vision pulls precise energy. Here is your solitude sequence, simple and sacred. First, ascend. Choose a high place and a fixed hour. Same chair, same pen, same time. Consistency tells your mind this is where we fly. Second, review. Read your 2 numeric targets out loud. Hearing builds ownership. Third, design. Plan the day in 3 moves that matter. 1 client move, 1 product move, 1 mastery move. Nothing else gets your morning. Fourth, defend. Lock your boundaries. Airplane mode. Door closed. Status set to in flight. Fifth, descend. Execute the first move before you check for crumbs. Do this 5 days a week and watch gravity lose its grip. Everybody open your mouth and say it until your spirit stands at attention. Eagles fly alone. Again, eagles fly alone. Tell your neighbor, I love you, but my destiny needs quiet. Tell the other one, if there's no mission, there's no meeting. Give yourself a hand for choosing consecrated focus. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10, stillness is a strategy. Greatness requires consecrated focus. Reduce noise. Rise higher. Protect your sight lines. Are there eagles in this room? Then get to the high place tomorrow morning. Put your vision back on paper with 2 numbers and 2 dates. Shut the pigeon chatter and fly your hours on purpose. Eagles fly alone. Principle number 6, please write this down. Renewal on the cliff. molting your old feathers. Strategic withdrawal is part of flight shed what's heavy so you can mount up stronger. Are there eagles in this room? Then hear me like a father and a trainer. Fatigue is not sin. It is a signal. Tired does not mean you're finished. It means your feathers are waterlogged and your beak is dull. The eagle knows when drag has come. Hunting is harder. Storms feel heavier. Vision feels foggy. And he does something our busy culture hates. He retreats to a high rock, a lonely cliff, a place above the chatter. There he faces a holy ordeal. He scrapes his dull beak against a stone until the old shell breaks off. He plucks heavy feathers that have gathered grime and weight. He even frees his talons of cracked sheets, and then he waits. Write this down. Waiting is work when it is done on purpose. I can hear someone say, but that sounds like giving up. No, that is design. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Waiting is not laziness. It is strategic obedience to creator logic. The psalmist says, who satisfied thy mouth with good things so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles? Psalm 103:5. Renewal is in the blueprint. The eagle looks ugly during molting, awkward, less photogenic, and his enemies declare he's finished. But while they gossip, God is knitting new strength under the surface. Please write this down. Exhaustion is an invitation to elevation through renewal. So let's get practical. I want you to schedule a 2 one-day renewal, not Sunday dates. Start date, end date on your calendar before you sleep. Say it with me. Renew to return. Again, renew to return. Here is your plan. First, food cleanup. Simplify and sanctify your fuel. Water, greens, lean proteins, less sugar, fewer stimulants, that fake energy, and steel recovery. Your body is a temple. 1 Corinthians 6:19. Steward it for flight. Second, media fast. Cut the noise. No doom scrolling. No carcass feeds. No outrage diets. Decide your daily screen windows and keep them short. Protect your eyes like your wings. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. Psalm 101:3. Third, silence blocks 2 daily, 2 5-minute quiet sessions minimum. 1 in the morning, high place. 1 in the evening, no music, no phone, only scripture, breath, pen, and presence. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15. Fourth, fresh learning. Choose 2 books that stretch your craft. Enroll in 1 short course and schedule 1 mentor conversation per week. Iron sharpeneth iron. Proverbs 27:17. Fifth, sleep and Sabbath honor the rhythm. A fixed bedtime. A weekly 2 4-hour digital Sabbath. 6 days you labor, 1 you rest. Exodus 20:9-10. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. 6, light movement. 20 to 30 minutes of walking or stretching daily. Move the body so the mind unclenches and the spirit hears. Everybody write this down. Retreat with rules, not with regrets. Withdrawal without a plan turns into waste. Withdrawal with a plan turns into wings. Tell your neighbor, my cliff is my clinic. Tell the other one, my weight is my weapon. Give yourself a hand for choosing obedience over burnout. Now, re-entry. On day 21, do not rush back to flapping. Conduct a relaunch checklist. 1 lighter habits. Keep the food and media boundaries that gave you lift. Discard the heavies that dragged you. 2 sharper tools. Update your templates. Automate another bottleneck. Refresh your pitch deck. Clean your workspace until it invites excellence. 3 clarified yes-no list. Write 3 sacred yeses for the next 90 days and 5 non-negotiable no's. Let your communication be yay, yay, nay, nay, Matthew 5:37. If it's not your yes, it's a no. 4 calendar cadence. Reinstate your solitude sequence from principle 5. Same chair, same hour, because renewal must become rhythm, not an emergency room. 5, relationship audit. Reconnect with eagle mentors. Release pigeon drainers. If it has no mission, it has no permission. Look at me. This is not retreat from destiny. This is how destiny sustains itself. Jesus said to his disciples, come ye yourselves apart into a desert place and rest a while. Mark 6:31. If the master called for rest, you, my dear eagle, are not exempt. Say it with me. Strategic withdrawal is part of flight. Again, strategic withdrawal is part of flight. Are there eagles in this room? Then set the date, climb the cliff, break the dull beak, pluck the heavy feathers, wait on the Lord, and return to the sky with a new glide. Renew to return. Shed what's heavy so you can mount up stronger. Principle number 7, please write this down. Declarations, design, and daily drills. Declarations shape identity, and drills make it durable. Design your day so courage becomes a habit. Are there eagles in this room? Then open your mouth and build your future with your words. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. Say it with me. Fear is my flight alarm. Again, fear is my flight alarm. Say, I love storms. Say, I test before I trust. Say, eagles fly alone. Joshua 1-8 says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. Mouth, meditate. Then make, did you see the order? Speak it, think it, do it. Please write this down. Confession creates conditions. Drills create consistency. Design your day like an eagle cockpit. Morning vision and declarations. Before the world remembers your name, you remember your assignment. Read your 2 numeric targets and their hatch dates out loud. Let your ears hear your spirit. Then declare the identity lines 10 strong breaths each. Fear is my flight alarm. I love storms. I test before I trust. Eagles fly alone. Add this. My storm is my runway. My twig is my wisdom. My focus is my weapon. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23-7. Lock the day with one flight. Move scheduled on your calendar before 10 a.m. No crumbs. No chatter. One bold action aligned to your vision. Midday, one courageous call or action. Write this down. What gets scheduled gets done. Block a daily 1 5-minute flight window. When it arrives, you do not negotiate. You initiate. Call the client and ask for the close. Send the proposal you've been editing to death. Publish the post with the offer. Submit the application. Book the venue. Ask for the meeting. Raise the price. Fire the excuse. Courage is a muscle. This is your daily rep. Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. James 1:22. Evening. Test and trust. Review with metrics. 10 minutes. Ask 3 questions. Where did fear ring the alarm today, and did I fly? What twig did I drop or catch? What did I test before I trusted? What storm gust did I ride instead of curse? Then record your numbers. Please write this down. Track 2 numbers weekly until your new identity becomes reflex tests run and flights taken. Not ideas imagined, not meetings attended, tests run, flights taken. Luke 14:28 says, which of you, intending to build, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost? Counting is not carnality, it is stewardship. Now, accountability. Choose an eagle partner, not a pigeon audience. Pigeons applaud announcements. Eagles inspect numbers. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Proverbs 27-17. Establish a 1 5-minute weekly scoreboard call. Rule 1, report actions, not intentions. Rule 2, show the calendar, not your feelings. Rule 3, celebrate flights, interrogate misses, design tomorrow's twig. If one falls, the other lifts. 2 are better than 1. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Tell your neighbor, I choose an eagle partner. Tell the other one, I report actions, not intentions. Systemize, courage, install, repeating calendar blocks, label mount up, morning, flight window, midday, after action, ascent, evening. Sunday night, do a 3 0-minute fear to flight weekly review. Post your 2 numbers on a visible scoreboard. Streak them for 12 weeks. When the streak breaks, don't hide, repair the system within 24 hours. Romans 12:2. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing is daily, not yearly. Please write this down. Schedule your courage. Speak your name. Swing your twig. Spread your wings. Are there eagles in this room? Then stand in your kitchen, your cubicle, your car, and decree, fear is my flight alarm. I love storms. I test before I trust. Eagles fly alone. Put it on your calendar. Call at noon. Count at night. Choose an eagle partner. Track tests, run, and flights taken until bravery becomes your baseline. Give yourself a hand for turning revelation into rhythm. Declarations shape identity, and drills make it durable. Design your day so courage becomes a habit, and watch fear become the bell that sends you to the sky. Now we close where we began, at the edge. Hear me. Decide, declare, and do. Today, you trade fear for flight and step into the altitude you were designed to live. This is the fear to flight blueprint in one sweep. First, relabel the signal when fear rings. The edge is near. It's your flight alarm, not your funeral bell. Second, ride the storm. Pressure is not punishment. It is propulsion. When the winds rise, you stop flapping and you start gliding. Third, test before you trust the twig today prevents the fall tomorrow. Courage is not blind. It is brave enough to verify. Fourth, embrace the thorns. Discomfort is training. The nest was never your destiny. Fifth, protect your solitude. Eagles fly alone. Sight lines over chatter. Mission over meetings. Sixth, plan renewal. Strategic withdrawal is part of flight. Moat what's heavy so strength can be renewed. Seventh, live your declaration. Speak your name. Design your day. Install your drills until bravery becomes baseline. That is your cockpit. That is your checklist. That is your sky. And I got news for you. The wealthiest place on this planet is still the cemetery. Not the diamond mines of South Africa. Not the oil fields of the Middle East. Not the banks in Switzerland. The cemetery down the road from your house. Filled with books never written. Songs never sung. Companies never born. Leaders never trained. Visions that die still wearing feathers in a padded nest. My greatest wish for you before you die, you will empty yourself. You will go to the cemetery completely empty. No unwritten books. No unsung songs. No unborn companies. No untrained leaders. Open your mouth with holy defiance and say it. I will not add to the wealth of the cemetery. Say it again until your bones believe it. I will not add to the wealth of the cemetery. Tell your neighbor, I will not add to the wealth of the cemetery. Tell the other one, I will die empty. Now lift your eyes higher than my voice to the word that underwrote this entire journey. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31. Waiting is alignment. Renewal is promised. Mounting up is commanded. And Deuteronomy says, as an eagle stirreth up her nest, the stirring is love, the push is purpose, the wind beneath you is covenant. You were designed for altitude. So here is the final activation. Pick one edge, just one, and on the count of 3, you jump. Choose it now. The call you've delayed, the proposal you must ship, the application you must submit, the price you must raise, the hire you must make, the apology you must deliver, the forgiveness you must release, the client you must ask for the close, the habit you must cut off, the launch date you must announce. Do not choose 10, choose one edge and jump. 1, 2, 3, jump, call, ship, apply, release, forgive, move, and give yourself a hand for flying. Are there eagles in this room? Then join me at the top. The view is waiting for you. Fear is not your enemy. It is the bell that told you the edge was near. You have the blueprint. You have the wind. You have the word. Decide, declare, and do mount up with wings as eagles. Run and not be weary. Walk and not faint. I will see you in the sky. And when it is time to go, we will go to the cemetery completely empty, with nothing left but gratitude and feathers still warm from flight.